We start tonight in California, where officials are expressing concerns about the possibility of major aftershocks in the days and even months to come following two powerful earthquakes that rocked the southern part of the state. CBS News' Michelle Medina has the latest from Los Angeles.
Southern California residents are on alert after two powerful earthquakes. Friday's magnitude 7.1 tremor hit just one day after Thursday's 6.4 jolt. On Saturday, California Governor Gavin Newsom visited Ridgecrest, the city near the epicenter of the quakes. He urged residents statewide to remain vigilant.
We all, I think, have a unique role and responsibility to prepare individually to be prepared for the next earthquake of magnitude even greater than 7.1.
Newsom says President Trump called and expressed commitment to helping California recover. Over the past few days, residents have seen stores littered with items thrown from shelves and felt homes and buildings swaying. Fire officials say as many as 50 structures in the small town of Trona near Ridgecrest suffered damage. In Los Angeles, this tourist from Australia felt Friday's earthquake in his hotel room.
Everything's moving and the chandelier was shaking and the kids were saying, it's an earthquake.
This activity could just be the beginning.
It's going to go on for several years or more. We expect something like 30 to 40,000 aftershocks probably in the next 6 months.
Seismologists say there's a more than 25% probability of another magnitude 6 quake over the next week. Michelle Medina, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency for a section of Southern California that saw significant damage after Friday night's earthquake. Well, in other national news, a suspected gas explosion in Florida today reduced part of a shopping mall to rubble. The blast was massive. At least 21 people were hurt, and it happened in Plantation, Florida, west of Fort Lauderdale. Peter King has more.
The blast originated inside a vacant pizza restaurant, destroying it and sending debris flying across this shopping center in Plantation, Florida. Falling debris crushed several cars in the parking lot.
I heard a loud boom and really thought it was fireworks.
The force of the blast shattered windows and damaged businesses in the same section of the plaza, including an LA fitness center. People inside the gym said the entire building shook. Its roof collapsed. Patrons were sent scrambling to get out.
My first initial instinct was, this is an earthquake, but I was like, I'm in Florida, so obviously it's not an earthquake. I was just terrified, honestly.
The explosion was powerful enough to be felt for miles around.
When we arrived, we found patients scattered all about the debris area.
First responders set up a triage area, and firefighters with specially trained dogs searched the area to make sure no one was trapped or killed. Fire officials say everyone has been accounted for.
We're very much relieved that considering the debris field and considering how we found the patients and where we found them, the injuries are not as severe as we would have thought they would be. So we're very thankful for that.
Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
Well, back here in Montana, Bighorn County, 3 men are dead after a single vehicle crash near Kirby. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Eric Winburn said the crash happened early Saturday morning. Winburn says the vehicle went off the right side of Highway 314 for unknown reasons. The vehicle went down an embankment, overturned, and landed in a creek. 3 adult men in the car were killed in the crash. It is unknown if alcohol or drugs are factors. And last night, a 40-year-old Missoula man is dead after a single vehicle crash near mile marker 3.7. Authorities are telling us the driver drifted across the lane and continued off the road into a ditch. From there, the vehicle hit a tree and continued out of control into a storage building. Authorities say the man was not wearing his seatbelt and drugs and alcohol are suspected. The roads were bare and dry at the time of the crash, and this crash is an ongoing investigation. A male driver has been arrested for a DUI after crashing his car into a fence this afternoon in the Billings Heights. The crash happened just after 2 p.m. and according to Billings police officer Tyrell Flaming, the 27-year-old male crashed his Volvo into the backyard of 563 Killarney Street. The crash punched a hole in the vinyl fence at the property. Officer Flaming was not able to say which way the vehicle was traveling at the time of the crash. Now, the driver and those who were inside the home at the time were not injured, and the driver was arrested on charges of DUI. After a day-long delay, the Wings of Freedom tour has arrived in Great Falls. The last of the World War II aircraft flew into Holman Aviation a little after 11 a.m. and were open to the public shortly after. The public eagerly waited outside the gates, hoping to touch and tour the historical planes. And for those wanting a more hands-on history lesson, well, flying within the fighter planes was also an option. For student pilot Barrett Stewart, the decision to ride inside a relic of American warfare has both professional and personal origins.
My grandparents, they were both in World War II, and right now, this is history. I mean, it's an absolute honor to be able to, just get up close and personal with these aircraft, and as well as getting the opportunity to fly.
Well, if you missed it today, you can check out the Wings of Freedom tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5. State fundraising reports released this week highlight what is likely to be a highly contested campaign for Montana governor next year. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian has a closer look at those numbers.
This week, candidates running for Montana state offices in 2020 filed fundraising reports covering the months of April, May, and June. The most expensive race is the Republican primary for governor. Congressman Greg Gianforte raised by far the most during the most recent period. Since launching his campaign last month, he collected more than $584,000. He loaned his own campaign $50,000. Attorney General Tim Fox raised about $109,000 in the last quarter, bringing his total for the year to about $312,000. State Senator Al Olszewski of Kalispell reported just over $142,000 over the last 3 months, including a $100,000 loan he made to the campaign. In the Democratic primary, House Minority Leader Casey Schreiner of Great Falls has collected almost $33,000 since launching his campaign in June. Former State Representative Riley Neal of Livingston also entered the race last month and has raised $325. Lieutenant Governor Mike Cooney launched his campaign after the most recent deadline, so he didn't have any fundraising to report. All of these candidates are running to succeed Governor Steve Bullock, who is termed out and cannot run again in 2020. In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
You can find more information about fundraising in the other statewide races on our website. Well, turning now to weather with Rob Griggs. A little rain earlier, and is it safe to say it's gone, or is there going to be some more coming our way?
Well, Billings is in the clear right now, but there are some severe thunderstorms across the state right now, and we picked up some hail at several locations. Let me show you right now what's happening on the Doppler radar. You can see a couple of thunderstorm activity that are requiring severe thunderstorm warnings up in north central Montana and also down in southeastern Montana. A severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Bighorn and Rosebud County, affecting places like Lame Deer and Busby and the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. There are $half size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and that severe thunderstorm in effect till 10:30. So if you're in that area, please take cover. That particular storm is causing some damage. Speaking of hail, White Sulphur Springs picked up 1.5 inches hail tonight. Roscoe, Fishtail, Luther all picked up 1 inch hail. Buffalo picked up 1 inch hail there in Buffalo, Wyoming. So these thunderstorms are out there, and we do have some severe thunderstorm potential in our forecast. We'll give you that with a complete Q2 Storm Tracker forecast in just a moment, Zoe.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, the weather was just right for a muddy racetrack and some friendly competition this morning. Montana Off-Road Extreme Racing hosted mud drag racing this afternoon, and 4 different classes of trucks reached speeds of up to 90 miles per hour, and drivers maneuvered through 18 inches of mud, all while keeping some good sportsmanship.
It's all of us together. We have a good rapport with everybody here. Everybody likes to race everybody else. You're not holding that wheel steady. You're working it back and forth, plus you're shifting at the same time. We have Dash for Cash. We like to get our spectators involved with everything of it. It's a family deal. You know, we want everybody to participate in it. We all got a bunch of redneck in us, and it shows.
Looked like a good time out there. Well, and also, here's a little teamwork going on here in Billings. After a long day of 4th of July calls, the Billings Police Department responded to an alarm at Costco. Officer Aaron Edwards sent us this video, and as they are checking the area, a mother duck began following the officers looking for some help. When they looked further, they discovered she lost all her babies down the storm drain. The police department says thank you to the Billings Fire Department for their help And Edwards says definitely it made their day, and it was the call of the day after dealing with the crazy 4th of July calls. Well, that's a heartwarming story. Stay with us, more to come on the 10 o'clock news. After the break, we learn about another cholesterol-lowering drug and maybe why generic drugs are not always the way to go. And in sports, the Cincinnati Reds' top draft pick was throwing tonight for your Mustangs. Scott shows us if he's still unhittable.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.